diamonds, all things diamond painting. Square around, I'm glad you are around. Grab your plate, grab your wax, get ready to sit back and relax. Don't see you're single, whatever your niche. Here is your host, a guy named Rich.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope you are having a great weekend and getting nice and recharged for the week. I know that I am trying to. I've been very busy this weekend doing stuff and haven't had a chance to do a lot of diamond painting. And I got to fix that hopefully tonight. But let's see. Hello, Michelle Lang. Hello from Texas. Happy Sunday, everybody. She says, bonjour, Melanie. Hope all is well. Hello, Helen. Let's see. There's Tammy. Hello, Tammy. Glad to see you made it in. Miss Maya. Hi, everyone. She says, hi, Rich. Hi, Sarah. Sarah, how are you doing? Let's see. Carol. Hello, Carol. And then Tammy says, hi, Car. Hi, Car. I'll go tell my car you said hi. Let's see. Carol, Nancy, hi. Rich and everybody, hello. Oscar, hello. Christine McClellan, hello. Whiskey Rich, or Witch, hello. Artemis, hello. Hey, y'all, be right back. Got to go make some soup. Soup sounds good, except it's a little warm here today. I don't know that I would go for too much soup here today. Let's see. Tammy says, I haven't talked to you all day. I know. It's like I've been busy. Where are all the packed boxes, Rich? Well, there's two right here. So I've been packing orders all weekend for the last auction that we had. And I was talking to Tammy and Melanie and Berta. I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this because it's very time intensive. Because what I do is I take the email, I print it out, so I have like something I can take with me. Then I go and I get together whatever they said they've won. Then I double check our records to make sure that we have the same thing, right? Because I don't want to, I have two big fears, and it's not the big fear. I have two big fears when doing these auctions. Number one, we're going to sell something twice. And number two, that I'm going to send the wrong thing or what have you. So I make sure our records jive. Then I go and into the other bedroom and that's where I keep all the stuff that's getting ready to go. So I get the stuff together, I bring it back, then I pack everything, and then I weigh and measure it. And then I'm able to do the invoice with real shipping. And then if it's Tammy's stuff, because she has a lot of her stuff at her house, she sends me the measurements and the weight of her packages, and then I'll figure out shipping from her house and then put that on the invoice and send that out. And then when I get the invoice comes back paid, then I go in, produce the label, print the label, put it on the package, wrap up the package to go, what have you. So there's these two here down underneath this white table. I brought this white table in just so I could have room for my scale and stuff like that. There's a bunch of small boxes down here that have like the pens and trays in it. And then the door out, there's boxes all along the side here waiting for stuff to be come back in. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'm out of room, but the good news is I think I have finished all but maybe 2 invoices, because there was one that I had a question on, and I just got the question answered today. And there was another one that I don't actually. There's two that I don't see emails for, but I think it's something we won or we had sold. So I need to research those a little bit more. But so if you were waiting on an invoice, you should have received it. And yeah, so it's been busy and time consuming and whatnot, but it's okay because that's what we're doing, right? But it's like, I don't know if y'all are with me, like even things like that I sort of like, I enjoy. It feels like I have a business going, but I'm not able to diamond paint, so it it pains me, right? But anyway, crafting with Mary. Hello, welcome in, Mary. I got your stuff together. Let's see. Let's see. Packed boxes. Yes, I'm eating Dole Whip, same color as your shirt. Maybe I taste like Dole Whip. You probably should lick my shirt and see what it tastes like. I love your story time. Thank you, Whiskey Witch. If you haven't seen, I did put out a little teaser for members, channel members. One of the current member benefits are member-only videos that I have taken these books. This author has written these books. They look like children's books. They're small. They're very picture heavy. The text is very little. And I read them, and I use, I don't know if any of you've seen it. I think Carol had said this, that she picked it up. If you had ever seen when you were a kid, it was on PBS, Fraser Thomas and Family Classics, where he would introduce, today we have a movie that's blah, blah, blah. You give some facts about it, and then you'd watch a movie and you come back. And I'm channeling Fraser Thomas. That's all I'm going to say. So I put one of those out, the first one out for general viewing. So if you want to see more, right now I have a bunch in the pipeline for release, and then I have to get more books. But I talked to the author, and she said, go for it. Just tag me in it and let me see, what you're doing, because it is, copyrighted material. And I haven't heard back from her, but I will say that I like the fact that people are appreciating them. But I'm also, like, when I was putting it out there, I'm like, okay, is this too much for people? And it was too much for one person, because I got a thumbs down and I lost a subscriber. And a member, actually. So they must maybe not have liked it that I opened up to everybody too. I don't know. But I'm glad you enjoy it. I enjoy doing them. I am working on coming up with more ways to, and if you haven't noticed this, if you've seen these, or if you haven't noticed this in the videos, I'm trying to get more and more ridiculous with my props. So just for example, the first one I have like a hardcover book, and I'm reading and whatnot. I think I'm smoking a pipe. The second one we have a dictionary for whatever reason. It is probably good 8 to 9 inches thick. I have that on my, I'm reading that. And then I have the brandy, and then I'm going to have coffee and other things. And so I'm trying to do these straight videos where I'm reading these horribly wonderful double entendre video or books, reading these stories, but also doing weird things with the props. So I'm having fun with it. So let's see, Miss Maya, I just made zuppa toscana. That is my favorite. Zuppa toscana, if you haven't had that, that's an Olive Garden soup, and I use a dupe recipe, but it doesn't have to just be Olive Garden, I guess. But it's like potatoes and sausage and kale in sort of a creamy chicken broth with onions and blah, blah. Oh, it's so good. I love that. Hi, Eve. Welcome on in. Let's see. Tammy says he's packing orders last night. Yes, I was. I was packing. Let's see. Linda, hello. Karen sees diamonds. Hi, Karen. Tammy says we need a system. One person packs, the other sends invoices. Yeah, I just don't know how we would do that, but we can figure something else. We can figure something out. I did like Melanie's suggestion of doing flat rate shipping. And, certainly let me know in the chat here what you'd think about that. But the way I do it is, I'm weighing things, measuring things, and then putting that into Pirate Ship, come up with the actual number. And then I usually round it up a couple cents if it's something that I'm sending in, like a box I had to buy, or if it's a something that needed like special packaging inside or something like that. So I just round it up a couple cents just to pay for the box, right? Because for the most part, the diamond paintings, I'm able to, I save my DAC boxes, but I'm running out of them. So there's been a couple that I had to wrap and ship or whatever the heck it's called, and whatnot. So and then the pens and stuff, I did a couple in a padded envelope that I wrapped really, really, really well. But then I was like, I don't know if I like this. So then I switched to little boxes. But yes, LNL. Hi, Lee Sirenley. It's been a hell week. Sorry to hear that. Big fears, no capital letters. Okay, big fear, lowercase. That's how I'll refer to that. Welcome to the world of small business owner. I can imagine, sir, and I would love to be a small business owner, and I love doing everything. It's just, I don't know. I would almost need, I don't know. I love it, but it's still, I can't diamond paint, right? And that's what I want to be doing. The DP bedroom, where the packing happens. Yes, Artemis. I go into the other bedroom. This technically is a bedroom too, 3-bedroom ranch. But yeah, it's the spare. This used to be one of my rooms when I was a kid, and then the storage room that has all the diamond painting stuff in it used to be my other room, and then there's the master bedroom. But yeah, I go into the bedroom to get the diamond paintings. Let's see. Osper saying they had a rough week as well. Sorry to hear that. Let's see. It's a lot of work. I know I'm just doing a small stash to de-stash. Yeah. And although I still think, well, first, I think the auctions are way fun. I love doing the auctions, so it sort of balances out that way. And I also really think it's ultimately, I'm going to say, easier than the de-stash groups for a couple different reasons. Number one, with the pictures and the thing, and then, oh, you put 2 in a picture, you can only do 1 in a picture. Oh, we need a clearer picture, we need this, we need that. And then you don't know who you're selling to, because it's sort of open to the world, right? And this is as well, but typically everybody in the group, we know. I know, Tammy knows, Berta knows, you guys, someone else on the auction knows. So it's nice that way, And like in the first auction, I put some stuff in that was like we gave away as prizes. This time, Berta shipped me a bunch of stuff that like papers, cover minders, washi tape, things like that. I've just been throwing them in boxes, and it's like cool because as I know people, I'll see a roll of washi tape with a decoration on it, or a cover minder, or a paper, and then I'm like, oh, this makes me think of this person, so I make sure to put it in there. So it's fun doing that stuff as well. Helen says, I don't know when I'll be going through my D stash of deck, because I will be diamond painting 6 years, and I might not need any more. I haven't decided yet. You always need more. You always need more. You can't. A friend of mine, Debbie, I don't know if I haven't gotten through all the comments here. I sent her the record store that was released by DAC this week, because that is her. She has always been a music aficionado. She worked at a record store at one point after high school, I believe. Actually, a couple of them. And me personally, I used to walk up to town. There was someone I went to high school with. Their mom had a record store. I'd walk up there and get, cassette tape or something, and walk home and whatnot. So it spoke to me, and I knew it would speak to my friend Debbie. So she says, I've started looking at the DAC site, and she's like, I'm in trouble. I'm like, oh, yeah, you are. I go, and she goes, you're an enabler. I says, well, let me truly live up to that. So then I sent her a list of a bunch of other shops. So then I hear back, oh my gosh, I'm looking at Oraloa. I'm in trouble. I don't know what to do. I don't have room for all of these. I go, you'll find a way. You'll get there. She goes, oh, I don't have room in my craft room. I'm like, you'll find a way. You have a basement. There's storage units. Like you'll find a way. And then she got to Bistro Bliss, or Bistro Blanks exclusives, or Bistro exclusives, and she found a Muppet pen, and like the old show, like Mork and Mindy, stuff like that. There's like some pens out there like that. All of this stuff is completely up her alley, and she's going crazy. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't. I'm like, but you will. I'm like, don't worry, you will. And what was the other thing? I said, I told her about the D-Stash sites, and I said, and don't forget Macari and whatnot. And, if you really want something and it's discontinued, put it out there, because people have it. And like Helen, if she's getting ready to de-stash some stuff, she may go, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I can sell it to this person. It's a direct transaction, opposed to, putting into a group and stuff like that. So yeah, more people getting addicted to diamond painting. Artemis says, don't forget to boop the like button. Yes, please. Thank you. Please do that. That is so important now that I'm starting to understand the YouTube analytics a little bit better. That's so important. So please make sure to do that like button. And even when you're watching videos and stuff like that, just hit the like button, and enjoy the video. Joe, hello, Joe. You know what the question's going to be. Hi, Cindy. Hello. We got your invoice and stuff straightened out. I did, Tammy. I got your message about Stacy's email, so I resent that to the new email address. Tammy says story time is the best. Yeah. The big question is, people are like, how do you do that with a straight face? It's harder than it seems, but I do a number of those videos back to back, because if you've seen them, the production value there, I have a lot to set up, right? So I do a bunch of those. Joe says that's her favorite soup as well. Yes, that is such a good soup. Such a good soup. That with crusty bread, like that's the one thing. It's like if you go to Olive Garden and get it, the breadsticks are fantastic, but I like a crusty bread with my soup. And just that with crusty bread. And then I will make an Olive Garden salad with exactly how they do it, with no tomatoes, because tomatoes are gross. And I even buy the bottled Olive Garden salad dressing, and that will be my meal for days sometimes. Artemis says, I want you to read Brenda's Beaver. There's a Beaver one, and there was another one. It was a Stinky Beaver and something else. I'm starting to shop for books for my next round. So, how to clean your beaver. Yes, that was, yes, Carol. Family Classics, Fraser Thomas. I grew up with that as well. How you doing, Carol? Is it raining out by you? I know Carol is south of me, and sometimes the weather is vastly different there. But we got a warning, a severe thunderstorm warning, and then all of a sudden the sun just went away, and it downpoured for about 5 minutes at the beginning of this video, and now it seems to be done. But let's see. Really, I would think they'd be okay with it. I guess I'll start behaving then. I don't know what that means, Artemis. Don't start behaving. That's not fun. Tammy, your props keep getting better and better. Yes. And yeah. Thanks. Anishi says, I love the story time. Serena, I'm a fan of the theatrics. I usually bail after appreciating that part, but something tells me this group is a very comforting place for me, so I'm not going anywhere. Yes, don't go anywhere. This corner of the community, is definitely, I don't want to isolate ourselves to, a specific, it's just us, but here's where we can be a little weird, and then we send out the tentacles to go visit other areas of the community as well. Carol says, your theatrical background is coming out. You're putting that to good use. I really am. Who did I tell? I said, I'm one scrim away from like a scrim, because the video has a backdrop and the props, right? Well, a scrim is, if you've ever seen a show where like they're showing, like they're projecting something, or it's lit from the front, and people are doing something, and all of a sudden you see something lit from the back, and you can suddenly see through, and usually whatever it is, the curve that will go up, that's called a scrim. And when it's lit from the front, you can't see through it. When you light it from the back, you can see through it. And that's like the only other thing that I need to add, I think, to the arsenal to get to that. Yeah. Miss Maya, yes, it was my favorite at Olive Garden when they had all you can eat breadsticks. They don't have it anymore. Although but like back in the day, I could throw down on some soup salad and breadsticks. Now I don't think I could, because I don't eat as much as I used to, and I get fuller a lot quicker. But I was referring to members who are excellent. Yes, that's where I'd go and what I would get for lunch when I was working. I did that a lot too, Joe. We went there for a lot of like people's birthdays and stuff like that. Just because it was nice. Everybody got the soup, salad, and breadsticks, and all you did was, it wasn't waiting. It was quick because everything is made. And you just pass that salad around, and it was a good place to go. You connect your PayPal to Pirate Ship and import your PayPal orders into Pirate Ship. That is interesting, sir. And thank you for the tip. I'm writing that down. I am going to look into that. Thank you so much. Artemis, I'm glad, Serena, we're a bit nutty, but we thrive off the whole comfort and love thing. Yes, 100%. Let's see. Keep going here. I'd love for you to own your own business. I'd definitely help you any way I can. Thanks, Tammy. I make this soup in my Instant Pot, so it's super easy. I do like, I got an Instant Pot. A couple years ago, my crock pot stopped working. So I thought, let me try this Instant Pot thing. And it's pretty cool. I do like using that for definitely the soups and stuff like that. I've got some history with selling, but my true strength has been with efficiency systems. I'm happy to chat. Yes, Serena, you are speaking my language, because that is, I'm not saying that I'm super efficient in my personal life. I try to be, but when it comes to work, that is really, what I do now is QA for obviously we're looking at procedures, we're looking at processes, we're looking at, what happens as a result of these processes and stuff like that. And I cannot stand when things are the biggest thing that I have is, it seems that the larger the bank, the financial institution you work for, the worse the technology is, because the more it costs to now replace something for a nationwide or worldwide bank versus a regional bank that has 50 branches, right? And there's so much, this system, and I'm going to type it into this system, and it doesn't talk to one another. There's not a button to import. It drives me crazy. So I love looking at that. And even as a trainer, people would come to me and be like, here's a new process, and we want you to train it. And they'd be like, here's what we're doing. I'm like, can I ask, why are you doing it this way? Why don't you just hit this button and, or connect your PayPal and Pirate Ship? And they're like, I could do that. Absolutely. Go ahead and do it. Yeah, process improvement is a big enjoyment for me. Let's see. We know it's going to a good home. It is. Yes, absolutely. Gail Pierce signed up to be a member. Thank you very much, Gail. Must have swayed you with the talk of the videos. So if you haven't, I'll just do the pitch now. I don't like doing these, but I now have memberships on my channel. I currently just have one tier. I am thinking about what else I can do to create other tiers, if I even do. But what that includes is like member shout outs, member previews, like the videos, I can set it that members can see them first, and then it releases to everybody else. Or in the case of these story times, I send it just to members. And someday I may release it to others, but so it sort of brings you into the inner circle a little bit. So I appreciate it that I think it's $1.99 a month. So I'm not like breaking it in like Bill Gates or anything, but crowdfunding does work wonders. So that in addition to any super chats or super thanks or super duper booper tubers that you're able to send through chat and stuff like that, they all just help pay for the stories that I'm reading, the crazy backdrops, the packaging for auctions, whatever it is, it all just goes back into the channel and helps me bring entertaining content to you guys, and hopefully content that you enjoy. So yeah, thank you so much for that, Gail. And you don't have to do it. And if you do it 1 month and you leave because that's all you can do, that's perfectly all right. I'm also gonna, hopefully you guys are gonna give me good feedback. Like I'll do polls and stuff like that, and hopefully make sure that you're seeing what you guys want to see. Tammy says, I love the record store when I was younger. Yeah, wasn't that the type of the store that you ran into the window? I thought that was the story, but Helen says I might get rid of some. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta, you are an enabler, and I love it. Yeah, I enable Tammy too. I like spending other people's money a lot. Diamond painting investment accounts, 401 DP. That would be something, Melanie. That would be totally something. I was also, the one night I was thinking, I was talking to Melanie. I said, what happens like right now if I walked outside and got struck by lightning or whatever, and I was no longer in existence? What would happen with the diamond painting bedroom? And, I'm sure that somebody may take a couple of them, but they're not going to want all of them. They're not going to have a place to put all of them. And does anyone really know outside of the diamond painting community, like the worth of these videos or the diamond paintings and stuff like that? So I says, I need to start like a diamond painting estate sale business, that when you decide to destash or you are no longer in existence, we have a contract, your spouse or significant other calls me up and says, I need to get rid of 400 diamond paintings. And okay, give me a list and blah blah blah, and take care of it. So we're joking about that, because hey, that happens when your stash gets a little crazy. Tammy said, I just hit the like button. Thanks for reminding Artemis. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Hi, Crafting and Crime Daily. How are you doing? Nice to see you in. It's getting cloudy, isolated thunderstorm soon. It's 76 degrees. You're celebrating my birthday this afternoon with you all. Well, happy birthday, Carol. I am privileged and honored that you have chosen to spend it with us. So thank you. I hope that you are having the day that you hope that you would have if you wanted to spend some time diamond painting. I hope it's going well for you and all your drills align perfectly. So happy birthday. Hi, Doretta. Welcome on in. Chocolate Diamonds is here. That is one of the invoices that I need to get out because I had a question. Wanted to make sure I was sending the right thing. So yes, everybody, please wish Carol a happy birthday. Helen asks, how is Sammy? Sammy is doing well. He's napping. I don't know if you can even see him. That's Sammy. He is napping right now. He's doing well. He seems to be feeling fine, stuff like that. There was one morning last week that he was a little off, and it was really concerning me. I shouldn't even say a little off. He was weird. And it really concerned me, but then he snapped out of it. So I'm assuming that maybe he either slept wrong or woke up too quick or something. But he's been fine. And, my favorite, there's two of my favorite things every single day when it comes to Sammy is in the mornings. If I'm awake, I'll feel him jump onto the bed. And then inevitably he comes and he walks over me. And I don't know what it is about like a 17-pound dog, but the minute they're standing on you, his paws feel like ice picks. So he painfully walks over me and comes, and he is right here. And I feel his breath, and I'll pretend that I'm sleeping. And he just sits right there to wake me up. And then the minute I wake up, I open my eyes, he's licking my face and stuff like that. So I love when the wake ups, when he wakes me up. And I love when we go to bed, he gets his final treat that has some medicine in it. And then inevitably he rolls around and digs up the bed and stuff like that. And then he lays down, and I love it when I can feel him against my back. And I just love that. But so those are my two like favorite times of the day, but he's doing really well. We do go back to the specialty vet sometime next month. I forget exactly the date, but we got like a 6-week retrieval from going back because his numbers were so good. And the next thing we need to tackle is his thyroid, because his thyroid is out of whack. And I'm certainly familiar with that. I have that problem myself. But it was deemed to not be as important as some of his other things. So thank you for asking, Helen, but he is good. Christine, I loved our record stores downtown when I was young. They also had an attached head shop in the back. Nice. I don't know. I certainly don't think a head shop would have done, let me rephrase that, would have been appreciated here. But definitely that was a great little record store, and it was sort of like an independent bookstore that you could go up and say, I'm looking for this, do you have it? No, but we can order it, right? Whereas when you went into some of the larger places like a Coconuts or what have you, it's they may have done that, but it was like much more corporate and probably not as what's the word I'm looking for? Not able to do that as easily. Irma says you'll include you in your will. Duh. Yeah. I don't know. Are you bequeathing your DPs to people? Says Debbie. I mean, You and Jessica would be the only two I think that would really want to take a look at them. Like immediate. Then of course, Tammy, but we have to charge her double. And Melanie, it's like, but people in the community. So that's why I'm like, maybe this estate sale thing would really help, because we could make money to help cover the costs of the burial or health care at the end, end stage health care and stuff like that, or even just raise money for places that, like, my dad had Parkinson's. So I'm very, I'm not going to say involved, but I'm very interested in the Michael J. Fox Foundation. I donate to them a lot, what have you. So Tammy, yes, I ran into the record store window. Thanks for telling everyone. You're welcome, you guys. On one of Tammy's lives, you need to ask her to tell the story, because it's pretty funny. Melanie sends, what is this? Melanie, what is this? Get a fancy walking stick for story time. Nice. I guess that's a super chat or something like that. I don't know what that's called, but thank you, Melanie. Just gave me $10 for a fancy walking stick for story time. I don't know where I'm walking, but I could certainly do that. There's actually, I was looking at, there's a estate some around here that is like part of the forest preserves now. So I was thinking maybe I should go see if I could like set up somewhere outside of the estate and be outside for a story time or two. So thank you, Melanie. I will definitely put that to good use. Let's see. Maybe not joke, Rich. Big Daddy's Diamond D-Stash service. Yep. See, Big Daddy's Diamond painting, it's going to be a conglomerate. It's going to be the umbrella company for just so many services when it comes to diamond painting. Absolutely. Carol says, thank you. It's been a great day. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Schneider Sidwell Diamond Painting Estate Managers. Yes. Ooh, that sounds good. We could totally do that. And even with the auctions, I know Melanie has some stuff to de-stash. So I feel that we have like a good tracking mechanism. My thing is happy to help you with it. I just get first pick. But yeah, people that do estate auctions, liquidations get very high commission percentages. They do. Yes. And that would be amazing, especially when you get, you hit some of those real big unicorns and stuff like that. Christopher saying happy birthday. Serena says hug Sammy for me. I will. Thank you so much. I'm actually watching, and I don't know if I heard her car. My neighbor, I've been watching her dog. She went into to add to the chaos of this week. Well, work was crazy, and then I had 3 people off on Friday, and a 4th person wanted to take the day off. And I said, no, I need you for the morning, but then you could take the afternoon off. And they were very happy to hear that. And I said, and I'm not docking you. I don't do that. Not taking the day from you. You work 1 hour, you work. That's my understanding of HR law. And I don't agree with companies that say you have to take a half day. Anyway, I digress. So that meant we have been just getting hit with these daily reviews that we have to do, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items that we have to review. So it's been very challenging. So working up to that, sort of preparing that, work was crazy, reporting is starting, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, Thursday, my neighbor went in to she's doing something where she has like a pump that needs to be replaced or taken out and stuff like that every couple of weeks. And she threw a fever. And they would not let her come home. So she called me. She goes, I need you to go feed the dogs. So I've been over with Rudy, the boy who's been there for a while. He's lived with her for a couple of years. And the new puppy, Brillie, Brillie, she's a tiniest little bean that I've ever seen. And she's just so cute. And she's like a rescue She was a rescue, and then the owner had to surrender her. Um, so Linda was able to get her, and she is the sweetest little thing. So I've been spending some time over there with I take Sammy over there because Sammy goes to my neighbors when I go on trips, and so I've been making sure that they get along and stuff like that. And Sammy, he is as chill as can be. He doesn't care. He mostly just wants to be left alone at this point. He's like, I'm an old man, leave me alone. But I love, I've been taking Sammy over there in the mornings because Sammy's been waking me up. He let me sleep in today, but he's been waking me up early. Go over there at like 6 a.m. with a cup of coffee, sit on the back deck, watch the dogs, listen to the birds, everything. It's been great. Let's see. Oop, that was weird. Let's see. More birthday wishes for Carol. Thank you. Why can't I use this? I got this keyboard that has one of the, like a built-in trackpad, and I don't think I like it. Oscar, I have a 20-pound Havanese, 18-pound toy poodle, and his claws feel like 80 pounds, but puppy kisses me up. They do. And you know what else? He always finds the boys, but he always finds I had some abdominal surgery, and wherever they did the laparoscopic, and wherever they did the pokey pokes, there's like some scar tissue or something built up, and he'll hit that, and it just sends me through the ceiling. And no matter what, he is very good at finding those spots. Artemis says that's how I wake the hubby up. Nice, crawling all over and staring at him. Nice, Artemis. I have words. I will leave that alone. Chocolate Diamonds is laughing. Tammy's laughing. Yes, do estate sales or auctions? I'll help. Yes, Tammy is all over helping. Melanie says, hi, Debbie, the best new friends. The record window is so embarrassing. I love the story. I think it's awesome. And I love that you complain that a window is too clean. But you're also probably why that windows now always have like standalone windows have some type of design on them now so people can see it. You could just let Tammy and Berta give away your unicorns. I mean, yeah. I mean, what am I going to care, right? I don't think I have any unicorns though. Like, I don't, because I don't like do the Hannah Lynn's and stuff like that. Sometimes, although I did get two paintings that I'm never going to do purposely. I'm not going to do them because they're not my style. I thought, you know what, when these go out of business or out of stock or something like that, maybe I can sell them for a little bit of a profit, but I'm not looking to rip anybody off. Let's see, Debbie, I'm excited you're getting the diamond painting, girl. Yeah, and you're also getting high school pictures, which is great. Crash is Crashly. Hello. It's a bit trekky. Yes, let's go into hyperspace or whatever, right? I have been redoing some of my graphics lately. So the blue background is the new background to like the Facebook banner. And then I just put the stars out there because I wanted something sparkly. But anyway, let's see. Luckily, your dog doesn't know how to spell. Yeah, really. Although he gets it. Artemis, Debbie, have Rich get you involved in events, then you'll have fallen into the deep end. Well, yeah, tell Debbie to get her scrapbooking done, and then she can work on the diamond paintings. But yeah, Debbie, I don't know if any of you remember Carol Duvall. Carol Duvall was a TV personality, and she had like a crafting show. And I think it was probably on like HGTV or something like that. And this was years ago before, those type of TV hosts became celebrities. So Carol Duvall would, do her thing, all different types of crafts. And I'm assuming Debbie and her mom used to watch them or watch her. So one day I'm over at Debbie's house, and I don't know why we were watching. I don't know if we were just sitting watching TV with her mom, or we had just walked in, we were talking, and then we stopped to watch what was happening, whatever. Carol Duvall was so innocently saying the dirtiest things that warped minds, such as Debbie and I, have, that the warped minds could misconstrue into the dirtiest things ever. And it was one of those moments where I was just like, did she say? And I look at Debbie and I'm like, did she, just like look with the, just, sure. And we both just burst out laughing, and it kept going and kept going. And her mom's sitting there going, what is so funny? What is so funny? I don't understand you guys. What is going on? But she just kept stroking and pulling and pushing and doing all of the stuff. And it was too much. So there was actually, the story time was a little bit of a nod to Carol Duvall as well. Let's see. Carol Duvall, the Dirty Bird. Yes, she was. Sarah Ann says she loved Carol Duvall. She did do some nice stuff. She once had Tim Holtz on her show before he was a really big name. Interesting. Definitely not as formal or stuck up as Martha Stewart was when she first started. Now she's letting her hang down a little bit with Snoop Dogg and stuff like that. But yeah, it was that was fun. So let's see. We talked about auctions. We talked about the record store. One thing that I wanted to ask you guys is, on the point of estate sales, I'm a big fan of Google Alerts. And if you've never set up a Google Alert, you can set up a Google Alert for a person, a subject, keywords, whatnot. You put it out there, and then you choose how often you like to get this digest of different new mentionings of this item, whatever you told it to search for, across the internet. So used to use it big time when I was in anti-money laundering governance, because I had certain keywords that I wanted to know, new legislation, AML fines, things like that. And Google would bring it back to me, and then I would be able to go and read about, a bank that get hit with fines, or a new money laundering case or something like that. So I used it professionally, but then I thought, I'm going to start using this myself. Well, I have one running for diamond painting. Y'all start talking about diamond painting more on the internet, because all I get are hits from people's obituaries that say, Sally Smith passed away peacefully in her home, surrounded by family members. She was a big diamond painter and loved to diamond paint, and she also liked to bake cookies or whatever. So all I'm seeing is these people's obituaries out there. So it's somewhat depressing, but I guess it's a precursor to, now I could be the ambulance chaser and call the families up, find them, call them up, and be like, do you need to sell diamond paintings? I can help you with that. But I posted a video out there. So Diamond Painting 101. It wasn't exactly where I was going to start, but I did a video on how to order a custom diamond painting pen. And even if you are never interested in ordering a custom diamond painting pen, it's interesting. I go through how pens are made, from resin to wood to turning it to what have you, and how to be able to talk to a pen turner about how large you want your pen, because there's always thick, medium, or thin, or extra thick or extra thin, or what does that mean? So I talked a little bit about that. If you guys have any questions, please go comment on that video, because I received a couple of questions from folks that I'm going to do a follow-up video to it. So might as well get some additional questions answered if you have any questions. And speaking of pens, I got some pens this week. I got from Bistro, got my name in the sand pen that also came with a little cover reminder that has my name in the sand. Thought that was a cute little touch. And then let me tell you, Ivy's Dazzlers, People are sleeping on Ivy Dazzlers. If you don't have them, haven't at least tried them, people are sleeping on these. So the thing with the Ivy Dazzlers is they are the original, like the deck pens with the putty that screws out. They're the original. They had this down pat, and they've been in business for 6 years. And I sent her 2 blanks just to see. It was my first time sending blanks to her. I have a number of her pens, and I love her pens. But I wanted to see what they would do with these things, because they were a little different than what I normally see coming from her. Because a lot of her pens are the blanks that she uses are, like glitter. They're solid color, like this one with the cinnamon sticks in it. Or she just started doing, this is actually wood, so it's super light. So I had some unique blanks, so I sent them to her, and I said, the turning style, I just want minimal turning. I don't like a lot of bells and whistles, and you decide what tips to put on it. So like this one, I just got off her website, but the green tip, this is they paint this, and it has a sparkle layer on it and stuff like that. And even like the silver ones I've gotten has like this iridescent coating on it. I said, you do what's going to go with the pen for the tips. And let me tell you, I'll start with this one. So I'll show you the blank. This, if you've been on a Rapture Resins auction, you will have noticed this is one of his new patterns. So I sent this to her, and I'm like, I want to know, like, what would you do with this? Because it's sort of like a, would you say loud, bold type of a pattern? Like, what would you do with this? She paired it with a matte silver tip that I think just is amazing, 100% amazing. And for those of you who may have never seen how these work, you put your putty in here, or your wax. I've used alien putty. I've used the blue, which is the firmest. You just have to cut it in the smallest, tiniest of pieces, or else it will jam. But you put stuff in there, and then you screw it and until it starts coming out of the tip. And then I just turn it back one turn just so that it's not constantly oozing out. And she also sells, I highly recommend, I'm going to do a walkthrough of her website and how to order a Dazzler, because what I hear from folks is they're intimidated by ordering the Dazzlers because they are so different from a typical resin pen. But you get yourself the O-rings, and what this does is, like right now I have blue alien putty in here, and if I keep turning it to close this gap, all my putty will come out. Well, the O-rings give you something soft to hold on to. So you're not holding on to the bare threads of the screw part. So I thought she did a fantastic job on this one. And then I sent her, this was another Rapture Resins. I forgot the name of he names his color combos and stuff. So this is a name, and then this is a name. I forget what it's called. But I've never seen her do sort of like I've never seen on her site a glitter blank, and one that seemed to be a little bit of a hybrid. So I sent her this. So now you see you got this like sort of silver blue glitter. Then you got the green. You got the tan of the like a brown tan section. Then you have like some deep blues and stuff like that. Look at what they did to the tip. Come on. That just matches the pen perfectly. I was so impressed. So impressed. I messaged her. I go, you did a fantastic job. So I'm going to do a walkthrough of their site so people understand how to order those, because I really think they're great to have in the arsenal. And even like I was thinking, because I'm getting ready to go to the Great Lakes Escape, These are great pens to bring because you fill it up with putty and you're good to go. I really don't need to bring any more putty because it's all in my pen already, right? So yeah. So Helen needs to take off. So have a good one. I think you need to seriously think about starting that business. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Oscar says, I'll take a look at the pen video, Rich. Thank you for checking that out. Debbie has to go. Have a great night. Bye, Debbie. Debbie's another one. We're both not fans of severe weather. And unfortunately, she lives out southwest and she always gets hammered worse than I do. So I hope that she's not experiencing any of that. I haven't looked at radar yet today. People are saying it's pretty, very cool looking, so unique it is. Tammy says it blew me away. She really did a fabulous job on that pen. She really did. Tammy's ready for GLE. Me too. Carol says, I look forward to your deep dive into the Ivy Dazzlers. I'm really interested. Good. Sarah says, I'd love to try an Ivy Dazzlers tip. Yes. And they have different shapes as well. We'll go over that. But here's another note that's not. Well, even like this one, look at how they did this one. The tip of that. It's just amazing. But they have different shaped tips. So here's like a different shape of a tip they offer. But yeah, I'm going to do and I was talking to Ivy and I asked her, I said, would you mind if I did sort of a deep dive? Because I think people are sleeping on your product, but also they just get intimidated. And she said, absolutely, please do. So I'm hoping to get that done within the next week or so. And she's actually based here in Illinois. She's out by Rockford. So those of you who know where that is, she's there. Let's see. I can't even remember the last time I diamond painted. That is sad, sorry, and that my soul hurts for you. I hope I can use Ivy pens. Can't wait to try them. Yes. So that brings me to my next point. So going to this retreat, looking forward to reporting back. For those of you who've maybe never been to a retreat, want to go to a retreat, what have you, this is going to be my first retreat. Well, how did it start? It started with Berta. Oh, Berta bought a canvas off me. So I got a box, one of the DAC brown boxes. If you're familiar with those, they hold a couple of paintings when you buy multiple ones. So I got one of those. I go, I'm never going to fill this. And it's sitting in my living room. So, I got Berta's painting. I go and I put it in there, put a Post-it note on it, Berta's, boom. Then I'm talking to Tammy and I says, do you want this and this and this? And she's like, yeah. And then she's like, I want to try an Ivy Dazzlers. I said, good, I'm going to bring one for you and you can try it. So I put that, I have an envelope for Tammy, put that out there. Then Berta wants something else. I have to bring that to Berta. Then Crashly wants me to bring a J-wall that she can take pictures or videos or something with. I'm like, okay, so that went in the box. And then we had the auction and Eve and Kat and Mary. Just bring it to GLE. Happy to do so because then I don't need to pack it. You don't need to pay shipping. The box is now overflowing. I don't know. When I left Berta and Melanie, because we're carpooling, they're flying into Chicago and then we're driving to Ohio. They were like, we're not going to have enough room in your car for all of the luggage because they bring multiple canvases to swap with people and different things. And I'm like, come on. No, I think it's true. My car is going to be full between luggage and then just stuff to bring to swap with other people. It's going to be a tight fit. So much so that if anyone's in the area knows where I can get a sturdy but inexpensive rocking chair, I think we're going to have to strap Berta to the top of the car, a la Granny from Beverly Hillbillies, and she's going to have to drive up there because I don't think we're going to have room. So whoever can help me out with that. And I don't know, have I seen Berta in here so I can talk freely? Let's see. I hope you can use them too, Tammy. I really do. Are the tips tips heavy? There's a 12 placer, or is it all just single placer? Okay, so great questions. They are weighty. I don't know that I would call them heavy because I've had heavier just resin pens. But they are a little weighty. But I will say this one, in my opinion, I should probably weigh these and see. This one seems lighter to me. So I'll do that. I'll take the different tips, I'll weigh them and see if they're actually different, because I think that definitely matters. As far as multi-placers, they do have multi-placers for the tips. I don't particularly care for them, and I'll explain it in the video. Oh, Berta is here. Hi, Berta. She's saying Rich is number one. Rich is number one. That's fantastic. Hi, Berta. But you can get the other end drilled I use the deck, the thin decks, but you can get them drilled for other types of, or the grommets for if you have a screw-in tip. So yeah, absolutely. So I will report back on exactly how heavy, but yeah, more to come, but they are weighty. I lost the chat again. Let's see. Okay. Hope she can use it. Yep. Magic pet tips may motivate you. Yeah, they are really sort of cool. Talked about the heavy. Hi, Sammy. Yeah, you gotta go potty. Give me a couple minutes. I got 3 bags of other people's things. Yep, Tammy, and you should have more, because I'm going to be sending you these emails for whatchamacallit, the auction. Kerwin says J-Wall can stay behind. Crash was able to snag one crafting Drake. Well, that's no fun. I wanted my J-Wall to be theme, because it's mostly done. It's mostly done. But that's all right. That's fine. Chocolate Diamonds is laughing. Gail's laughing. Anyway, you can tow a little U-Haul trailer. I sort of like the idea of Berta on the roof, though. I think that would be much more. I mean, imagine how everyone would be able to welcome Berta to the retreat. Everyone's in the parking lot, and I pull in, and I can just drive through. It's like her little own parade float. Why not? It's Berta, right? We need a release paper for that. Yes, we do. Even if we just need to make that up, that would be funny. That would be funny. Absolutely. Let's see. I can donate bungee cords to hold the rocking chair. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Serena. Can they add them to any pen, or do I need to make them to make the pen? They have to make the pen, but you can send them blanks, or they will do the blanks. And the reason for that is because they embed the screw part into the pen. So this is embedded into the pen, and it, to my knowledge, doesn't come out. So once your pen is a Dazzler pen, you're using it as a Dazzler. Yeah. You won't believe my suitcases. Holy crap. I can imagine your suitcases. I just want an Ivy for single placing. Yes. That, yes. I like them. Tammy just sent a super light pen. It should balance out weight wise. Yeah, it should balance out really. And I don't think it's too bad. That's fine too, says Kerwin. Not sure. Anyone else driving past Chicago with room and car? Careful when you answer that, because if you are driving to GLE from the Chicagoland area or through the Chicagoland area or something, be careful answering that question, because Berta will moon you on the expressway. I'm just saying. I'm community service right there. I'm just letting you know. A Berta butt will be seen. I was just saying, because I know how stressful it can ensure you have enough room. I don't think it would be that big of a problem, but Berta said, I really don't like you at the moment. I'll take that. Van is the way to go to a retreat. Yeah, Tammy, your van. Yeah. Kerwin, you better check with Crashley before she puts you on sandwich duty. I wish we weren't a one income family. Yeah, it's challenging. She has had, like, they are the Dazzlers. I mean, they're costly, but like the most expensive pen turner out there, they're about the same price, and they're much more, they're not just resin pens. Okay. And she periodically has sales. She just had a sale because their air conditioning went out, I think it was, and they had to replace it. So just like putting them on sale. So yeah. Artemis, point there. Eve, you can rent a roof rack or one of those Okay, people, stop with the practical solutions. I think Berta on the roof and a rocking chair is the way to go, and you will all appreciate it when you see the pictures. I'm glad I'm still in the car, shotgun smelling. And you are holding Katya too, Melanie. She doesn't need to sit on the roof. No. Can you imagine Berta mooning my mom or sister? Yeah, I can imagine that. Sarah Ann says she has looked and saw one that's pretty. They do have really nice pre-made pens. Like even if you decide not to, customize one, but all of their pens, like even when I purchased this one, this is what it looked like. I think it's what it looked like. No, I think it had like a no tip to it. So I picked out the green. You still have to customize it a little bit, even if it's up on their website. But some of these, like this one, I said, give it to me as shown. Give it to me as shown, and it's fantastic. Let's see. Yes, and it's just a butt. We all got them. Yeah, but it's Berta's butt. That puts it, it's a different category. And there may be a mouse on the butt or around the butt, in the vicinity of the butt. You never know. Tammy says, put Berta on the roof. Berta says, no, I'm going to bring one large suitcase, a smaller suitcase, and my walk-on suitcase. Just have to pack my clothes. Katya's stuff, 50 pounds bags. What does Katya bring that she needs a 50-pound bag? Food? She doesn't need that much food. I don't know what that is. But if my neighbor is at home and feeling well, I may have to bring Sammy to the retreat. And what I'm going to do is work out with Berta that she just carries either Sammy or Katya around, and the other one can stay in the room or whatever. And, explain to people that, no, this is Katya. This is a 17-pound boy dog. That is an underbite, not a Chihuahua. This is Katya. Absolutely. It won't be a problem. Artemis, you could always do skis behind the car. The rich on my shoulder is whispering to me. See? Artemis, thank you. Girl, we're here, okay? Hi, Ditzy, welcome on in. I'll bring Riley too. Yeah, I'll just bring all the dogs. Mel, bring all the dogs. Let's see, 2 50-pound bags and walk-on suitcase. My bad. 50-pound is that the maximum on Alaska? Because I know Southwest is 40, and there's been many times that Lisa, my cruise buddy, and we walk up and one of her bags or both of her bags are overweight. This lady does not. She doesn't pack a lot of clothes. She just packs everything else. Like, what was she telling me? Oh, she brings a sound machine to sleep on a ship. And I'm like, when it's silent, you hear waves, because we always stay in balcony rooms. You hear waves. You don't need to listen to waves on your sound machine. But she brings everything. So there's been several times that we've had to repack her bags at the, if you're doing right at the check-in, or a couple times we've had to do it on the sidewalk, because we're doing curbside check-in. And I'm like, do you want to put something in my bag? I mean, I don't know. But yeah. Let's see. Only here for a bit. I have family in town. We're going to pool, then barbecue. Cool. You've had a lot of folks in town lately. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm glad you're getting use of the pool and having lots of barbecue. So that's cool. So yeah. So go check out that pen video, put your questions out there so that I can answer them. I would totally appreciate that. And I think that's all that I have for today. So if anybody you have any questions about your invoices and stuff, like I said, everything should be out except for chocolate diamonds. And there's one other one that I know isn't out yet. But you should have your invoices. I do send them to the email that you send your list to. So if that's not your PayPal email, please let me know. But I will, I've made one trip to the post office already. And I have my big IKEA bag is like only a quarter of the way full right now. So as soon as I get some of these other stuff ready to go, these two are going to UPS. I think I'll have one more for UPS, a couple more for UPS actually. I'll run those up this week. So, so yeah, get it all together. Delta is 70 pounds per suitcase. Did I know that? Because I flew Delta to Italy. And if any time my bag would have been heavier than 40 pounds, it would have been for Italy, because that was a long trip. It was 3 days in Italy and then 13-day transatlantic cruise. So there's a lot of stuff in there. But 50 pounds on United. Well, what the hell, Southwest? I don't know. But speaking of which, I have to shop for flights for. I have a cruise coming up in October. Oh, and I got into Lone Star, I think it is. Is that what it's called? So I have to go check with that. So Artemis says, "Say safety y'all gotta go deal with the child yelling math stuff." Oh, that sounds horrible. Melly says Delta first class. I was in first class to Italy, so I probably could have packed more, but oh well. But then not home because I flew Southwest home. So whatever. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I will see you throughout the week. I have some videos that'll be coming out. And like I said, put those, if you have any questions about ordering pens, whether it's custom pen or just ordering pens in general, put them out there, and happy to answer those in the follow-up video. And then I'm also going to, that's the first Diamond Painting 101 in the series. I'm going to back it all the way up and talk about the history of diamond painting, what comes in a diamond painting kit, what have you. So a lot of you may just listen to it to listen to something while you're painting. But if you happen to be new to diamond painting, or friends that want to learn diamond painting, I'm definitely going to send links to Debbie and Jessica and what have you. Feel free to forward it on, but at least check it out, and disagree with me on some stuff or remind me of some things that I forget, and give me a thumbs up. So thank you, everybody. I will talk to you next week. Until then, remember, there is no right or wrong way to diamond paint. You do you. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your Sunday and a good